Ooh. Hello everybody and welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It is the 28th of August and we are wrapping up Premier League match week 3 and we're going to go over all those results, including a little bit of news. Obviously we'll talk extensively about last night, as in Monday night's game. It probably has the most talking points coming out of anything else, even though City drew. So we'll get into that. Predictions for next week, a little bit more of the most expensive 11 in the top 6 Premier League quiz between Dan and John. How are we doing this week, Dan and John?
Should be a quick show this week. Nothing of note really happened in football.
There's not a huge amount.
Let's just say it's happening. Liverpool are top of the league. Leeds are top of the league.
Yeah.
It's happening. We're going to beat Middlesbrough 5-0 on Friday.
Are Middlesbrough favourites, yeah?
For the league?
Yeah.
Leeds are favourites at the moment. Leeds are favourites at the bookies to win it.
Long live Bookie Street. I told you to go down and put the House and Kids on it. You're not going to do it. It makes it even that little bit more.
Well, I just like it's going to end.
Take that bet.
Yeah, put the House and Kids on it.
John has the House and Kids. I said I believe in the first episode of this season that if Leeds win, I'm going to have to run around naked. If Leeds win the league.
But
Didn't I say that?
We didn't discuss where or in what scenario. Like,
I'll get pissed in this gaff here and I'll just run around.
Why does it have
to make sure Claire's not in.
Okay. As long as we can. Can I take video evidence, but I'll blur you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, wow, it'll be your most popular video to date. Okay, so right, latest news. I don't know why we have to talk about this. News Talk spent every fucking waking minute of last night's sports show, besides the match, talking about this. Fucking Declan Rice. Who's he going to choose? Why does this matter? This is just Jack Grealish, except he's not as good, and Jack Grealish isn't great.
Well, no, hold on. Declan Rice has played 3 games for Ireland.
Yeah,
it's completely different to Jack Grealish. He's kissed the badge on TV when they scored the under-21s goal. Right? He said in March when he won Young Player of the Year that, oh yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to be here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be. Unless he's got a new agent 2 months ago and now all of a sudden he doesn't want to play. The Sullivan
gets a new agent 2 months ago. England reached the semi-finals 2 months ago.
Also, yeah, no, it's not helping.
Okay.
He's also born in England.
He is. No, if he wants to play for England, fair enough. But it's just like
there were Irish eyes that dreamed of seeing Cascarino going back to play for Italy after he did his stint for us.
He didn't even have an Irish passport.
No, of course he didn't. Anyway, listen, right. Just in terms of technicalities, is it the fact that he hasn't played a competitive game, or where's the loophole?
Yes.
Okay.
So
just like
Trapattoni didn't know that as well when they had James McCarthy. Remember Scotland? That thing with Scotland. He brought him on in a random friendly. And everyone's like, did you cap him? And he's like, I have capped him.
Yeah.
It's like, you haven't. Scotland still want him. So it's like...
That's right.
So, look, I think if you represent your country at any level... Now, the only person I've ever seen represent Ireland and then go to a new country...
Yeah.
Well, it's a new country, but I'm saying Alex Bruce got 4 caps for Ireland in friendlies. And I think it might have been Trapattoni or Martin O'Neill said, look, you're not going to be in my plans. So he then moved up to Northern Ireland.
Sure. People are talking about it like it's treason, though. Like,
it's not treason, but I think it's bad form.
Did Costa not play for Brazil in the youths at any stage before he declared for Spain?
I think he might have got a cap in a friendly.
These things happen.
But the Ireland-England thing is still...
Yeah, but you're most likely going to have Irish roots from England and English roots from Ireland.
But the one thing I'd say is, why don't we just start producing our own players and concentrate in our own league instead of getting some 19-year-old who's born in Birmingham in the granny role? Like.
I don't disagree.
I sort of feel bad for like Mr. Rice. We've all been there. You know, you've made plans, and then you're just invited to better plans, and you sort of have to like, I might have to work.
Like I might have to do both. I might have to do a podcast, but then mad cunt in parentheses new Bezzy gives you a text, and you're like, fucking mad cunt's out.
Mad cunt is out.
Well, do you
mad cunt Harry Maguire, slaphead himself, has called me out.
So is that where you're going on Saturday? You've got a better offer. Your new stag. John's going on another stag.
Yeah, it should be said, those of you who usually wait with bated breath for our Pro Evolution review show, me and Dan are going to have a 15-minute segment next week's show flying solo because it's the first year ever John is not coming for the Pro Evolution debut party.
Gareth Southgate has called me up, invited me to the biggest party in town.
Which slaphead are you hanging out with
I'm
this
telling
year?
you, I played 45 minutes of Premier League football before getting
I thought
dragged
he was going
off
to say the demo.
by my manager.
Yeah.
And now I can pick whatever international team I want, and I'm choosing Mad Cunt
You know-
Stag this weekend instead of Pro Evolution.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing about the Rice thing though? It's actually, your man Gold and Sullivan, the two owners, like those whole two arseholes, like they're
DG.
saying he can be the new Bobby Moore.
DG.
People said
It's
that
like the amount
Grealish
of
was
nonsense been told about this
Oh,
guy.
look.
Like, he's a good player, and he did actually pretty well last year in the Premier League. But he is good. He definitely had more potential at 19 than Grealish did. 100%. Grealish couldn't get Aston Villa's team. And Aston Villa were the worst team we've ever seen in the Premier
he
League.
was also linked with Spurs.
Yeah, 5 years
He's
later.
good now.
5 years later.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know you were talking about. Does anybody, just for the listener's sake, want to read how this Declan Rice is described on the script? This Declan Rice piece that we're talking about? Who made the joke?
We both actually said at the same time
Okay.
earlier, and then I just put it on the script.
Okay. We'll leave them waiting. Usain Bolt to make debut in A-League for Central Coast Mariners.
Yeah,
So
he's playing left wing.
but before we get there, can we? The A-League is the MLS second division. Is that correct?
Australian.
Australian. Oh, sorry, I read that
A-League.
completely wrong.
Yes.
Edit it.
Pause for editing. And
Hello
Usain
and welcome
Bolt.
to today's ITK.
Barry Chuckle has Usain Bolt made debut in A. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm not editing that. It's amazing. He's flirted with this for years. Anyway.
Well, he wanted to play for Man United. I think he actually trained Man United a few times.
You fucking played last night. You fucking even better than your man. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, he's playing left wing
Back in my day,
for
that tackle was.
this A-League team, and I don't know who they are, but they're against like a team of there's like a local team they're against. So he's officially starting on Friday.
Have you done your homework, and can you tell us what time GMT we can tune in for this?
What are they? 12 hours behind, up ahead?
Ahead. You're guessing?
Probably in the
Dan?
middle of the night. But he apparently is going to be playing on Friday for some team, and he says he's been working on lots of things, and he said he's going to use his pace.
I don't
Which-
believe him for a second.
But like, he'd be exhausted after 10 minutes. Like, he's
You
a
don't know
sprinter.
his stamina. No, I agree. John,
Just as sorry, Neil,
him
sorry to
against
no, I have to
interrupt.
ask you something, John.
Oh, okay.
As me and Dan are doing the Pro Evo recap next week, I think it's only fair that you pay your penance, and I want a 5-minute piece on his debut.
Okay. As we are talking about leagues that we know nothing about, it looks like Fernando Torres is going to get relegated in his team in China. They're bottom
Oh
of the table.
yeah, they're terrible.
They are terrible.
Where's
Is there anyone
Tevez
else in
playing
the team?
at the moment?
No.
Tevez?
Yeah,
Is he back at Boca, is he?
No,
I
they
don't
wouldn't have
know.
him back.
I don't know.
Why did they not have him back?
He was last seen in China,
'Cause
surely.
he played like 6 games, earning a lot of money for a year, and then left to join someone for crazy money. He's not very good, basically.
Okay,
That's
guys.
a great question. So, Neil, you can do 5 minutes.
Well, I'm doing 5 minutes on what?
Where Carlos Tevez
That's
is.
my homework for next week.
Where is Carlos? Okay, so
The issue is I'll actually do my homework properly.
Actually, no.
Oh,
I'm
next,
properly researched.
next
sorry,
week,
excuse me. You didn't know the GMT time of the match.
Dan
you
has
just
told,
threw
Dan has
down
told
a
me
piece of
that
paper,
your plans for Friday are to watch Middlesbrough Leeds. So you have to tell me about that match.
No.
With-
Dan's
no, no,
gonna
no,
tell
no,
you-
no, 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 no. You have to tell me about that match while Dan stays here completely quiet for the entire duration of Neil's review of the game.
Oh, next week's gonna make us or break us.
Can't wait. Oh, bloody great.
Uh,
What I'll need after Mad Cunt Stag.
There's
Full-time mad bastard.
you love the Stag. Gundogan came out this week and defended Ozil in the sense that he's saying that the reaction from the German fans and German reporters was just, even though it's questionable. Like, obviously the Turkish president is a very dubious character. His point is that, like, it just created a huge swarm of racism, and he was saying how they were all described as like this amazing unit 4 years ago, even though it's virtually the same team. And now this was written that it is 23 Germans and 2 goat fuckers by one German newspaper describing. And this is obviously straight after they exited the World Cup, and obviously the photo came out. What was
Well,
it?
they put the
before
blame
first match?
completely on the two of them.
So it's
Would Emery
yeah.
Can not be at least half a goat fucker? Because he was in the meeting but didn't take
He
the
didn't
photo.
go, did he?
No, he went. He just didn't take the photo.
But this report was reporting about the World Cup team.
Is Can on there?
Yeah,
No,
I don't think he went to
was-
the World
No,
Cup.
he didn't go to the World Cup.
All right.
They had enough right backs. All right, just wanted to mention
I'm just
that.
saying he picked the wrong week because even Ozil's manager didn't stand up from this weekend.
Fair. Mandzukic turned down United this summer. which is amazing. You can add that to the long list.
I'm glad that you brought him up, actually. Did you see his goal this weekend?
I did.
Ronaldo's assist was wonderful, wasn't it? And Ronaldo
Ronaldo's
reacted
missed
very
the
well
ball.
to it.
Ronaldo did his usual, oh shit, and he goes, oh, the camera's watching.
Hey!
Yeah, Ronaldo started complaining when the goal was scored.
Yeah.
And he threw his hands in the air as to say,
remember
you shouldn't have done
he
that.
used to always do that with Bale.
But never
He
to this
hated
ex-
Bale.
No, he would hate when Bale took a chance. I don't remember Bale ever scoring and Ronaldo literally throwing his hands in the air.
I do. I remember he claimed for offside. He was claiming for a foul.
He wasn't playing for us.
This is... I don't know about that.
Well, he had his hand in the air and was giving out to the ref.
It could mean anything.
Well, when the ball went in, it's like
Could be celebrating. It's not a sure celebration.
That's going to be in the new pro.
Mike-
To celebrate to the ref.
the Mike Dean
so-
scored against the Spurs.
The European window closes on Friday. I don't know if there's anything we haven't talked... Actually, I do know there's two things we haven't talked about. One thing that happened this week is Karius has gone officially to Besiktas, and we said that means that Mignolet is going to stay, but actually that's not true. Mignolet might be going as well. I don't know what the options are after that.
Who's your fourth keeper then?
Well, Ward was bought and
What?
Bogdan was
Sully?
laid out.
Ward is he back? Ward?
Ward
Ward
was...
Leicester for 10 million.
He's gone to Western.
Yeah, Ward was bought, and Bogdan was loaned. So I don't know what's going to happen. I presume
Charles
Mignolet would
Atange.
stay. I'll bring him back. Bring back Donny, the greatest signing from Roma
Peggy-
Liverpool have ever had.
Peggy Arfexad.
Undeniable.
Remember him?
Sorry, who?
Peggy Arfexad.
No. Should I?
Late 90s.
There's my problem. And we never talked about Dan's favourite centre midfielder, Bakayoko, going to AC Milan on loan, did we?
And to hear what Gattuso said about him.
No.
They brought him
maybe
on.
good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, he's just
Oh,
like...
sorry. That was about Bakayoko.
What the-
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, he just says, like, you know, it takes a long time to make it good.
Sometimes maybe shit.
He's
Alright.
terrible.
Sorry, did you see his debut?
They were 2-0 up. He
They were
came on.
2-0
They
up,
lost
he came on, they
3-2.
lost 3-2.
It makes Fabinho look like such an amazing signing, even though he has to play minutes of football. Wolves and Man City was the first game to take place this weekend. Dan was scoffed at last week when he said that if Wolves play the football they've been playing, they might get something out of this. Well,
I've seen them enough times last year. They're good.
lo and
They
behold,
really shouldn't have got anything out of this.
because
they just, it's weird. Man City should have won. If they had a bit of luck, they'd won. But Wolves deserved a draw. Does that make sense?
it's very hard to
Like
say
it was handball.
that
City at the post
when
three
a, when a
times.
Bowley scores a goal with his hand. It's very hard to say that, but I do understand your point overall. And Laporte getting his first Premier League goal with a lovely header.
Did you listen to the Monday Football and people talking, oh, this is the way to play Man City? Yeah, of course it's the way to play Man City. 11 men behind the ball and just roll over for them and they lose 5-0.
Sure.
Or you look at the teams who actually beat Man City last year, which I've said before. Liverpool went and attacked them in the home game and the Champions League. They got at them. Bristol City should have beaten them in the Carabao Cup last year.
Carabao Cup.
And
Carabao.
Man United actually went in the second half. They were 2-0 down, which was the worst ever day for Man City fans, but they didn't win the league.
Sure.
It only took a week later. The second half where like they just pushed them forward. Like
Yeah.
you have to just have a go with
No,
them. And
Dan,
Wolves-
I disagree. Like I know Bristol sort of had it, but it was a second trend team. Same with the Wolves team that got a result that Man City counted as a draw last week. You can't put like Wolves and like Liverpool and Man United in the same form. Liverpool were able to attack them because of their players. Wolves only got a result in this match because they got a goal that should have been disallowed, and City hitting the woodwork a couple of times, and they that's the only reason Wolves got a thing out of this. You can't,
all I'm saying,
Huddersfield last season attacked them close and then got a draw out of it because City had already won the league, and they tried to do it again, and then Ederson
ping the ball.
pinged
Yeah,
the ball,
yeah, I agree.
and so they've learned how to play. Wolves were lucky. I don't even think that's the conversation this weekend. Should you play as Rafa did and try to get a result, but he failed, so he's the bad guy because Richard
I
Keys
don't
says
think- I don't think you're-
And now the Wolves result. Oh, that's how you should
Who's
play.
listening to Richard Keys? This is
Richard
Oh.
Keys had a go at Benitez.
We'll
saying
get
that-
to that. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
but
get
like,
that.
No, but I personally think that if you just roll over for City and let them wave after wave after wave after wave attack, and they've got 85% possession, you've no chance of beating them or getting a result.
Okay,
That's
no,
my
I
view.
agree with you there.
both-
I think you
you're-
have to have a go with them.
you're both right.
Calculated counterattacks. You can't just be like, oh, let's go gun ho with them.
No.
But if
Yeah.
the chance is there, you have to press, and then
Yeah, you're both right. You have to get at them, but there are teams in the league that try as they might won't be able to do.
like
so.
last year, it was pathetic. A lot of the clubs against them.
But if teams want to not play and just settle for a result like West Ham and Brighton have done so far to Liverpool for the rest of the season, I'm all for it.
Arsenal, and we'll get to that. Arsenal, sorry, sticking with the City thing. It took them many games last year to drop points. That's the first news coming out of it.
No. Second game last year.
Oh, what's the second game last
against
year?
Everton.
What am I
Walker
thinking?
got sent off,
Well,
and they played an hour with 10 men.
You're completely right, and it
and
was
Sterling,
at the
but
very
they
end, yeah.
hockeyed Everton, and Rooney
Sorry,
scored.
Excuse me. So the big story coming out of this then was Company's form. It looked like he was a different man on the pitch.
He wasn't great.
Yeah.
I still think he's important for them in the dressing room and his leadership, but maybe he sees something now with Stones
Is
and
this just
Laporte.
a bit people writing him off too early, surely?
I think
There was
it
definitely,
is.
there was definitely like he was definitely sloppy at a few things, and then he made a big mistake, and it's one of those things where you're like in a WhatsApp group where you're watching the match with your friends, and you're like, I don't want to be the first to say it, but is Company bad now?
Yeah, that's very well.
There was one instance where I think he had the ball and tried to dribble out, but he had a bad touch.
Yeah.
And it went on, and they counter-attacked from it. Was one, and then another one where he went to press and win the ball high,
Yeah.
and they flicked it around, and he pulled. I think it was Jimenez back.
Yeah,
got a yellow card, and you could see his face. He was kind of like, "Oh yeah, I really need to do that," because it was like 3-on-1 behind me. So look, his pace is probably gone, but in terms of his leadership and his qualities,
Sure.
that you can't really put a price on that. Like, there's no other defender in that team who could lead that defense in any big game.
Correct.
Otamendi or Stones or Laporte, I wouldn't rely on. They're good players in their own right, but they're not.
Otamendi.
They're not a number one centre half.
Well-
Company is still the number one centre half to play with any of them three.
Pep will have a big decision to make if there's more performances like this.
It was only his 250th game.
Well, the man
He
was
signed
a
for 10
glass
years
man
ago.
for about 4 years, to be
I
fair.
know, I'm just...
Arsenal versus West Ham, both teams looking for their first win in the Premier League.
Relegation dogfight.
Arnautovic and Felipe Anderson had an absolute piss-take goal where they just stood beside each other, passed it 3 times.
They
and
should have
then
had like
switched
3 of them.
up. Okay, no, West Ham were
Leeds
great in the first
legend
half.
Snodgrass should have put them 2-1.
Oh,
I really liked Snodgrass in the first half. I was like, oh. And then the second half was really transformed when misfiring Aubameyang was taken off. Lacazette was put on. Goals from Monreal and Welbeck got the third. Arsenal's first win.
Arnautovic going off really affected West Ham here.
Arnautovic
I'm not sure.
got injured.
I'm not sure if they would have had the legs to keep going, but Arsenal weren't great here.
They
Lacazette
West
was
Ham,
going
that
game
game easily could have ended like 6-all. Like,
Yeah.
now West Ham, how they didn't get a point out of that, I'll never know. Like, there was so many times the balls just flashed around the box. They're just running through their defence.
Yep.
You know, like, Emery's got a massive job there. I don't blame him one bit. Like, the players just aren't there. He's taken over a team who have no defensive mentality. The culture of the club is wrong. He needs to change all that. It'll take a few years. They have a good manager there, but it's going to take a while. And
I think Aubameyang being shite is a huge part of this.
well, Lacazette did actually very well when he came on.
Oh yeah, this is my point though. But like Aubameyang is always getting the nod. Maybe that will change. But like I feel like if Aubameyang had taken his chances, we would just be talking about Arsenal saying, "Oh, their defense isn't great," rather than saying, "Oh, it's his first year, learning curve." Blah blah blah.
Bellerin got 2 assists, so he's back
But, like,
looking
they look-
like he retired 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
But they look
With the
great
Barcelona
going
links.
forward. Like, you know what I mean? They look really good going forward, but it's just defensively. I think when Torreira came on with about half an hour left, they definitely were a lot better in midfield.
He looked good.
He is a great player, but again, he's obviously struggling with fitness since the World Cup. He hasn't started, but they need to get him in there. Xhaka is just like absolute waste of space. That guy, like there's a lot of players in there, big enough money, came for big money, and they just like they've made Arsenal worse.
Jacques is a weird one.
Mustafi's another one. Like Mustafi was a decent centre half, but he's just
5 years ago.
he's not getting coached.
Was it your man Lucas who came on for West Ham up front and like
I'm going to
purposely
get
missed-
you, Arsenal.
mishit like his first chance or whatever, and I was like, and played for Arsenal, and I was like, did he? I was like,
And
I
see,
think
Noble
he
was
played like 6 games.
was a Noble dropped.
Noble was dropped.
Yeah.
And
So
Ozil was dropped. Sorry for getting in
Ozil-
a fight.
he had
Yeah,
a,
but
excuse
now-
me, he had a cold.
Oh, sorry, the
I
official.
don't think there's a fight. I think
Oh, Dan, a lot of people said
No,
that he
I-
had a
I-
screaming match.
I think that he took him off against Chelsea because he made an example of him, which I think he's dead right to. He needs to show his authority because there's a lot of egos in there. It's not like he's going and taking over a team of champions here.
No.
He's taking over a team who have been shite.
But Dan, there was a fight. Like,
no,
this
I'm,
is
I'm
confirmed.
not okay. If there was a fight, I think Ozil, as we're talking earlier with the racist comments and all that and everything, I don't think he's probably going through a good time.
No.
And I think that they probably just took him out of it.
He always seems
And
like a
I'm not saying
professional
there wasn't
guy.
disagreement.
He always seems like a professional. No, it was a shouting match.
But
And
how
that
many-
seems a bit...
How many times was Ozil called in sick for games? Honestly, in the last 2 years, Ozil's not well.
Well,
it's like I don't know if he's got like mental issues, and I'm just putting it out there.
I'm sure he's not having a good time at the moment. We need to get going here, guys, because we're going to spend a lot of time talking about last night's game. Bournemouth and Everton. Everton were lucky to not draw last week. They did draw this week. 2 red cards as well for Richarlison and Adam Smith. Aki and King got the goals for Bournemouth. Keane and Walcott getting the goals.
24 points in the last year Bournemouth have made up from losing positions, and I said that game would be 2-2 as well.
Oh my God.
Did he?
When we do tally this up, John, it's not looking good for you. At least you can redeem yourself in the quiz later. Anything about the red cards? Were they about red cards?
Yes.
Right.
No, Adam Smith could have maybe stayed on, maybe a bit harsh. Like Walcott even said himself, I'm not too sure of the rules, but I didn't think it was a red.
Sure.
Everton should have won this match. They were down 10 men for a while, but then Bournemouth were down to 10 men and they were 2-0 up. They lost Michael Keane. Hairline fracture. It doesn't look good, but
really bad.
I don't really rate Marco Silva at all, but I think a better.
I think he's
Dan loves him.
Yeah, he does.
He's Spanish.
He's done nothing.
He's
But
not
still,
Spanish.
Because he's Argentinian.
He's Portuguese.
Because he's Portuguese.
He's taking an Englishman's job.
Because he's Iberian. Huddersfield and Cardiff. Huddersfield and Cardiff.
Nothing
I said
happened.
it'd be 0-0.
Next.
And
Next.
no, there was a red card.
Are you claiming that you got 3 draws?
Next.
You called 3 draws.
Well, I think I said 0-0 on that. I think
Lightning.
Cardiff's next 3 matches are like City, Arsenal, and Chelsea.
they'll beat Arsenal. They'll beat Arsenal.
Well, they'll have
Cardiff
to, they'll
at
have to
home
score.
will like hoof the ball in there, and they won't have a clue what to do.
I disagree, but we'll see. Southampton and Leicester. Maguire scoring, not with his noggin. Gray getting goal beforehand after it was brought level by Bertrand.
Claude Puel back to his old team.
I was driving and I was listening to News Talk, and the thing I like about News Talk is because they have so little time when they go around the grounds, the commentator sort of has to make a decision straight away about how he's going to report it. So when I heard like over the radio, I was like, this Harry Maguire goal must be incredible, because it's just like, oh, he's blasted it from 30 yards. You wouldn't expect
blasted it.
Yeah, and I just saw it and I was like, what? I was like, how did that even go in?
It went through 2 people's legs. It was
Yeah,
aside.
he took a
25
little bit
yards.
of credit for it in the post-match interview. He was like, "Oh, Harry, we're used to seeing you score with your head," and he's like, "Oh, I do have a little bit of something in my locker." It's like, you fucking fuck off. Anyway,
the forward line of Ings and Austin isn't exactly going as well as I thought it
When
would.
did they play up front for Burnley? It was 2013,
it was the first season we did the
14?
show. No,
What a year.
14.
yeah,
Those precious memories.
it was the first season, 13-14, wasn't it?
No, 14-15.
14-15 was our
What
first
happened?
one.
13-14, except the ending there.
Liverpool and Brighton. Liverpool and Brighton. I don't know what to say.
Easy.
Liverpool were great in the first half. Brighton were very good defensively. Brighton had a real go at them second half. Salah scored a beautiful goal, but it was probably the most shining moment out of the front 3. They didn't really show up again, and just Liverpool never looked in serious trouble. So they're
I think
able to have shit games and
last
win.
year, if all those high balls are going towards Duffy and everything,
Yeah.
and Murray and all the guys up there, last year there would have been absolute panic.
Yeah.
In that defense, and like they went close once. There was a header. I can't remember who it was. Was it Duffy's? Was it Murray's header in the last with 2 minutes to go? It was a good save by Allison, but like you just got a
Alisson's
feeling.
flick as well.
I don't care for that.
I think that's outrageous what he's doing.
I love it. I love it till it goes wrong. Sure, why wouldn't you enjoy
Champions League
football?
final, I'm sure.
But I wouldn't be sure. So
you would have drawn that. There would have been just panic, and a goal would have gone in.
we
for
would have
Brighton.
lost it 2 years ago.
You wouldn't have lost it. You would have drawn.
Oh, we would have lost it. 2
You would
years
have
ago.
drawn.
But we haven't lost at home in 18 months, which is pretty amazing.
Who's the last team
in
to
the
beat
league.
you then?
In the league. In the league. I can't remember. There is a chant.
I do. It was
Go
Alan Pardew's Crystal Palace because I was at it.
Gerrard's
Oh
last
my
game,
god,
was it?
that's amazing.
No, I told a terrific story of how I had tickets and then
Yeah.
I had to tout
Oh, yes.
tickets and got stuck walking
That is
home
true.
in the rain. And it was a great experience.
It was a great story.
So I hope Liverpool
Oh,
never lose
yes.
at home again. So
I
I'll have that
remember
story forever.
Yeah. So, anyway, really good stuff. Who would have thought when you looked at our midfield option, Liverpool's midfield options this year, unbiased reporting, that Wijnaldum would be undroppable?
Mr. Leeds did the hard work to get the goal as well. So
It's all about Milner. He's been our star player this year. Keita has the flash, but there is a "you don't get past Van Dijk" chant that the Liverpool players chant at Virgil, and he despises it. But I can't remember any centre back being so loved so quick.
does he despise it as much as Harry Maguire hates being called slaphead by Match of the Day pundits?
Harry
Maguire's
Maguire's
calls
not,
him slaphead, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but Harry
Vardy
Maguire's not a slaphead.
he has a big head and he's a
Lineker
slaphead.
referred to him. We call you slaphead, don't we?
But
He
a slaphead
doesn't
is a gentleman without hair.
Or a man with a very large head in a face, apparently.
That's what I thought it was, a guy with a large head.
Oh no, slaphead
it's
is
usually
a bald
it's a
man.
man.
Because if you slap their head, it goes.
Yeah.
Yep. Watford and Crystal Palace. Priera, who's had a really good start to the season, and Holebas scoring the goals. Zaha, too good for that team, scoring Crystal Palace's only goal.
It was the battle of Harry the Hornet against Roy Hodgson and
the Owl, please. His full title.
Is it an owl or hornet?
No,
the owl, Hodgson.
Yes, come on.
Hornet versus the owl.
Hornet versus
as that
the
joke
owl.
would have been great if it came
oh.
off straight away. But there were some lovely goals in this match
Yeah,
that
lovely
maybe
goals.
not should have happened or not.
Watford were quite lucky.
So is every team on 9 points now.
This is Fulham's first victory.
Yep.
Okay. Fulham and Burnley. Siri with a great goal. Mitrovic got 2. Shirley got the last goal.
Shirley had about 90 attempts on goal, and his last one went in. Like
He really wanted to get a goal.
they look good for them. Like again, they're another team who came up and they play good football. Like I think if you come up in the Premier League and actually try to play instead of just hoof and men behind the ball, you're really limiting your chances.
Yep.
But Burnley they've had a shocking start. I said that start of season. I don't know about this Europa League. They've got one more round left.
Well, they're 3-1 down to Olympiacos. They have to play them at home. On Thursday.
I think he might throw the game. I think he'd be like, lads, just not throw up.
I don't know if he's going to throw the game.
I honestly don't think there's a good reason for them to stay in that. If they were to get relegated,
Money.
yeah, and if they get relegated, they'll lose more money.
I still don't think they're going to get relegated. It's just been a bad start.
It's been a very bad start.
We all went mad about Fulham getting top 10. This is their first victory of the season.
Well, I didn't say that. I said if it's a surprise package.
Oh,
I think they'd be doing well to get top 10.
Still, I would feel that way too.
Can I be honest about something for a second?
Very much so.
I watched the first 45 minutes of Chelsea Newcastle and then thought to myself that life is too short. So I looked up the cinema times and I walked and I saw Spike Lee's new film, Black Klansman.
I heard it's really great.
It's really good.
I heard it's really,
good
really
dark
good.
comedy. Like it's dark because of the
Subject
like it's about
matter.
a black man who joins the Ku Klux Klan, but
Yes.
it's gas all the same. Anyway, and whenever I see a film, I like to go home and read reviews. And then I got tired and went to bed and didn't watch Match of the Day too. So I have no idea what happened in this match or the next.
It was a cracking match.
Osalu got the goal for Newcastle.
The Burnley game was. Sorry.
Sorry.
Not this game.
Then there was a Yedlin own goal followed
seemed very
by
upset.
Alonso getting taken down and Hazard scoring a penalty.
I heard Giroud got elbowed in the head. Was it by better player Jackson Martinez?
No, it wasn't by... Who did he get elbowed by, Dan? He was literally a foot smaller than him. Was it Yedlin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Star
it
of the
was.
show.
They to be fair to Jorginho, I think was it Newcastle came out at 19% possession.
Yes.
Jorginho had 16% himself.
Yeah.
He had more passes than the whole of Newcastle.
Yeah. Oh,
Team.
can I just say that Gini Wijnaldum had a 99% pass accuracy? Just want to say that. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. A lot of people are saying that Newcastle were unlucky to be beat.
Chelsea really didn't do much. They tried, but it was typical Rafa. But
How did Kovacic look at his first start?
yeah, he was taken off. So
Yes.
there wasn't the room probably for him to play in as normal. Like
Okay.
the Arsenal game was just so open that
I'm not sure you want to talk about, but Abramovich selling the club.
Yeah, so supposedly that's a thing.
Well, he was rejected like citizenship when it came up, and then he
Really?
he was rejected.
could he not get it because he
No, because it was
owns-
up for renewal, and then he was
Links to
rejected.
Putin, is that the
He-
reason?
Yeah, he wasn't given a visa
Putin.
to go see the cup final,
Okay.
and then so that's when he pulled out of the new stadium deal.
Right, that all makes sense.
And the thing, it's weird. Chelsea fans own the pitch. They're not on the stadium, but they own the pitch. So even
Huh.
that's why they couldn't build a new stadium. They were going to build onto Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And Chelsea have tried to buy it, but they keep rejecting it. So a new owner would have to come in and.
Buy out the
I
fans.
wonder if not that they'd be in trouble, but like obviously Abramovich has so much power and wealth, and like he's the one who started this whole like treating a club like a toy with money.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder like if they were to sell, would it go into someone who actually like? To be fair to Abramovich, he makes sure that there's a title at the end of every year, there's some sort of silverware, and if it's not, he will sack a manager.
He's brought them great success.
like it's not like he just goes in and tries to make a profit.
Yeah.
He actually goes in. Now he's ruthless,
Yes.
but I wonder if you actually get a guy who just goes in, doesn't give a shit, and just takes the profits.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Okay, last night we had United and Spurs. The first half, United were moving so quickly. They played a ridiculously wacky formation that
They were
looked
great, I thought.
That looked. Yeah, they
were
it was most
fine.
intense.
No, it's the best they've
It was the most
played.
intense.
Like
Yeah.
Gary Neville said it's the best they've played since Ferguson.
I
the
thought so
first half.
too.
Intensity-wise.
I thought their final balls weren't great, but like in terms of like the way they looked for passes, the way they looked to get up the pitch quickly, it looked like a different team.
They looked to
like.
run at people as well.
Yeah,
like
it was-
Lingard
it was
and,
a whole
Lukaku
different story.
Lingard
especially.
was good. They played well first half, but bar the Lukaku chance, which was gifted to them by I think Rose, when he passed it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Rose went
like-
to pass back.
They didn't actually really create anything.
Well, neither team did, but they're-
Spurs got in behind them 5 times in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was writing on the
I
wall.
wouldn't say
I
it's 5
said
times.
I said to you guys last night, Spurs have got in about 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
here. Like like they were going to score the way Man United were defending. They were ripping them up. Now they didn't get any shots off themselves. But
No.
there was 1 or 2 things where it just didn't fall to the guy in the box.
No,
Spurs
that-
also should have had a penalty.
And they had a clear
Yeah,
penalty
from
as well.
the Lucas Moore thing. But in terms of United, right, it was the exact opposite of what usually happens. Usually they eke out a victory and we say that was disgusting to watch, right? They put in a tremendous amount of effort and actually looked really good, but they did not deserve to
Well,
win
like
this.
no, but
It
like
reminded me of It reminded me of Mourinho. Do you remember when he was at Madrid and the Madrid board were like, you have to play all the main lads, and Mourinho's like, I can't. And
Yeah.
then they were like, you have to. So he was like, fine, and he played them all against Barcelona, and Barcelona like smashed them like 5-0 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was like the biggest victory of El Clasico for
Well,
Barcelona.
we'll talk about
And it's just
the,
similar to that. Mourinho were like, right, you gave me this defense of Jones and Smalling and Valencia and Shaw who aren't good enough. I'll play them. You
Yeah.
maybe sign Fred. You wanted Pogba in a free position. There he is. I'll
Yeah.
pay Herrera as a.
So
centre back.
in
and
order-
Herrera got booked.
Uh,
Herrera got booked very early, and when Herrera plays there, like it's a famous one where he was really good against Hazard.
yeah.
Like usually he's just man marking Kane, but if he gets booked too early, which he did for a silly challenge,
Yeah.
he's useless.
In a way, it almost seemed slightly ingenious. Like all these things that were going to happen. It's like Matic is back, and he's got the English dream team in the back, and Pogba's got a free role, and all this kind of stuff. But as the game went on, it was like they went to a 3 in the back every time they went forward.
They went like
Herrera's
he
in this
he was
side,
playing an auxiliary right-sided centre half.
yeah,
Um,
which is incredibly
like
weird.
I don't know. Like it shows what he thinks of the other centre half. So he can't get a game. By the way, he's putting
Yeah.
midfielder there. But anyway, I thought they worked their asses off first half and they gave everything they had. But everyone's going, "Oh, that was brilliant." Is that the standard of Man United now? Like I'm sorry. Like they did fine first half. They had a go. Lloris.
But it's
I don't know if
because
Lloris
they
made it-
weren't lethargic.
After the,
and
after
bored.
the last few years, that is the standard.
That
of
is the
watching it.
standard,
especially
yeah.
when
Yeah,
all the
but-
neutrals are watching it. Like how many people watch
I don't-
United week?
And then what was the standard when they go 2-0 down after they've spent 700 million since
Well, this doesn't
since
usually
Ferguson's
happen.
left, and they're still the fucking first option off the bench is Fellaini and stick him up front.
Fellaini is great
I-
doing
yeah,
that.
but
I don't,
you
see,
know
I don't
what-
see why that's an issue.
Okay.
It is
So-
an issue, John, because like you can't. If
I
that's
think Sanchez was first off the bench, and he's not done the
no,
job
I mean,
at all.
That's
of
true,
trying to
he's
change
right.
tactics
Then was
or plan
Fellaini.
B. It's always just Fellaini off the bench.
But it was Sanchez off the bench.
I can't get that. And like Man United were,
But
the
that
way-
was Sanchez off the bench. It was
They did
Sanchez off the
Sanchez,
bench.
and then it
straight
was
swap.
Fellaini,
Yeah,
and
no,
it
I'm just saying
worked
Fellaini was again an option. Oh, we'll throw Fellaini up there.
Well, Martial's done nothing, so who else would you put on second?
They spent 700 million.
And
since
the majority
Ferguson
of them
left.
were
And
playing.
What
Fellaini
team
was
in the top six
Fellaini
hasn't
was the
spent
first player
700 million?
signed
The majority
when
of them were
Ferguson
playing.
left, and he's still one of the main guys to bring on.
He does a job as a sub.
He's a plan
Okay,
B
I don't know
option.
any other top team has to rely on a 6'5" midfielder to go up front and cause chaos.
But he does cause chaos.
Okay, but
There's no other. There's City who never need a plan B and don't have one for when
Yeah,
things go
and
badly.
you shouldn't-
And then there's Liverpool who
Also don't have a plan B
also
up
don't
front.
have a plan B. So United actually have one, and it works a lot.
or,
I am
or you
terrified
try and
every time it
perfect
comes
plan
on.
A a bit better, or you try and
Well, he
not
did.
having to rely on this.
He
all
did
the
try.
time.
He did try and perfect plan A. He tried to switch it up. It looked completely different to normal.
It was a
But the way
corner.
they
It was a
play-
great corner headed by
Okay,
the best
so
centre
let's
forward
get-
in the league.
The way-
and
the
then
way
let's
they
get- let's
play-
get to the
okay,
goals.
okay,
Let's
my-
get to
my
the
view,
goals.
The way they played, they're going to play with all the high energy. They're not used to it. The only way that they would have to have scored in the first half hour because their legs were going to go.
Yes.
And they did well. They pushed Spurs back. And if anyone was going to score, it was them. But they didn't work Lloris at all.
No, they did.
And that's the point I'm trying
But
to make.
eventually
did-
they will. Eventually, when Sanchez is completely fit and he's playing that kind of system, like that will happen. It will
I
come.
don't know about Sanchez at all. 2
Well,
years ago, he was
neither
best
do
player
I.
in the Premier League.
So Kane scored with a header, which was kind of ironic that Luke Shaw said that Mourinho made a point. Actually, will you turn that off, Dan, if you can there? That Mourinho made a point that isn't it great? Spurs haven't even gotten a corner. So as soon as they get a corner, Kane scores. Then Lucas Moura with the second. Lucas Moura's third goal was absolutely a thing of beauty, was it not?
It was great.
It was stunning.
And it was like if Dele Alli was a better finisher, he could have had a brace himself. Like it could have got really bad at points.
Yeah, fair to Ali. He actually worked really hard, but his finishing was just.
He did.
But I think David De Gea used to save them in matches like this.
Yeah, well,
David De Gea's distribution.
David
David De Gea's distribution last night, and he's not used to playing with a back three, but his distribution last night again was so sketchy.
I think David De Gea.
He's not saving shots.
I think David De Gea last year saves Lucas Moura's first goal.
Yeah, I completely agree.
The thing about Lucas, I'm delighted, by the way, he's getting good, because I loved him at PSG when they signed him. You
love him because you would sign him yearly in pro. He was a fast Brazilian.
No,
and it turns out in real life he's fantastic.
No, I've seen him at PSG for a few years. He's good.
He could never really stick in the team in PSG.
No, well, that's because people ahead of him, like.
I
always thought he was good.
Well, he's definitely very good.
I was excited when they signed him in January, but obviously he's just getting up to speed of it. Remember we did the thing, who was going to be the...
Yes.
In January, who would be the signing?
Yeah.
I think you guys said Aubameyang. I actually go Lucas. I actually thought would be
good.
And
he came good 6 months later.
So we won.
He did. No, what I'm saying is, though, I always thought he was a good player.
Very much so. So, like, besides Mourinho's wacky tactics and it not paying off, but them looking more exciting than usual, the main talking point is the result. 3-0 at home is something that never happens to United. Mourinho also went onto the pitch afterwards and started, having a word, doing man-managing with the players, which is very unlike him. He's usually down the tunnel before the whistle goes. Yeah, he gave Shaw a hug. And then he did a post-match interview where he just seemed like it really didn't bother him too much.
But his press conference, though.
And then his press conference...
I think he let all of
it there. He lost his mind. So, are people exaggerating when they're saying it's time to go? Because I think they are.
I think that...
I watched the FA Cup final last year with United fans, who, after he lost it, he was like, I don't think this is going to work. He don't think he's the man. I think United fans are generally proud. I know a few of them are sticking by him. But in the same way, it's weird with Mourinho because of the football he plays and his third system. He did almost win a cup and finish second last year. And then he did win 2 trophies, technically 3 if you take his count, in his first season.
Sure.
So in this weird way that, you can see why United fans would stick by him. But you could also see that he's going insane and his treatment. He's not been backed by the board. A plane is flying over their match on Sunday. The plane was originally booked for last night, but then United fans realised that it is dark at night, so the plane wouldn't have been able to be seen. So it's flying over
Ingenious.
on Sunday.
But I think it's not really. It was never really a match made. Just with Mourinho, he is kind of under the Moyes spectrum of not in terms of bad coach. I'm saying that kind of more negative, pragmatic football.
Sure.
That I don't know Man United fans are really expecting. Now, obviously, things haven't gone down well. He hasn't had a good season since he won the league in 2014-15. That's a fact.
He has brought them up five league positions, though.
He's brought them up. Are they a better team now? Or are they a bigger crisis now under Moyes, Van Gaal, and Mourinho?
They are.
Have the club as a club improved with all the money they spend?
Yes.
Financially, yes.
They are. They're a more effective team. They win more. They finish better. They win trophies.
They're a younger team.
That's what football's about.
This Mourinho team is younger than the team Ferguson left.
Yeah.
So in that way, he hasn't.
I think they should just give him the end of the season. I think he'll walk.
He will.
I don't think he'll be there. I think there's going to be too much blood spilt, personally. But we're all talking about that. Pochettino his tactics were brilliant last night.
Can I say something about Pochettino?
And the one thing about he did as well, which I loved,
his suit.
The suit.
I was the best of managers ever looked.
He's at a funeral for the death of Mourinho last night.
He wore a silk shirt.
He knew what he was about.
I think he's dropped a few pounds as well.
He's a great man.
He knew that this was going to be the biggest victory in his entire career.
He'll
never win a trophy.
Another thing about him, though,
Spurs
I loved
Man
United were pumping balls forward and they were after trying to get a goal back.
Yeah.
They brought all the guys on and all that. I love what he did. He actually kept Lucas and Kane high up the pitch. He left a 2v2.
Yeah.
And it was anytime the ball went up, it was I was watching with my dad last night, and I go, when Lucas picked up that ball, I go, he's going to skin Smalling right here. He's going to just skin him. And I just love the way a lot of people just go, oh, let's just bring on a defensive fielder, go 4-1, just leave Kane up there, run around a bit. But he goes, no, we're going to go for the killer here. Once we get the ball, we're going to counter-attack. I thought it was great. It's what a top team would do.
It was very, very good. They're contenders now, my friends.
I think they're the third best team in the league. By a distance.
I Don't know about that.
No, I mean,
I think they're the second
it's
best.
City, Liverpool, and Spurs. By a distance, they are better than the other three.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I agree with that. Because I think by the end of the season, Spurs could finish above Liverpool. It's just
Their
it depends on if we
starting
can get
11
going.
is better, but it depends on how the World Cup lads sort of.
Can we
doesn't
say about how bad that guy Fred is in midfield? He is shocking.
I was a big fan of him getting the ball and holding it and holding it and
So
holding it.
poor.
That
and
was
holding
Pogba.
It. Was that? No, it wasn't. It was Fred.
That was
I thought.
Pogba. That was Pogba literally standing there going.
And Lukaku missing his open goal and
and
stuff.
passed it out for a throw-in.
That was Pogba.
I thought
Pogba passed it out for a throw in once or twice.
Because
so
no one
fun.
would go near him. He was standing there with his hand on Dembele, who's not a small
I
man,
remember
just going.
that was at the touchline.
Yeah, he was
And he wanted Valencia to run up.
Yeah,
and he just
like-
kicked it out. Yeah,
It was amazing.
That-
Right.
But Fred is for 50 odd million. Whoa, he's in the back of Oko.
I thought he had a good
Cavalry.
first half, but his shooting
He's in
is
the.
incredible.
He's something else. Like
Okay, guys, we need to move on to predictions for next week. This is just the two of you. Leicester hosting Liverpool.
I think
is
Liverpool
Vardy back? It's a big question.
Yeah.
No, he got sent off in the second match.
And there's
the
no-
Carling
It's a
Cup is
three-match ban.
tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be a 3-match ban, wouldn't it? Straight right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it might be.
think,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
he got
go
sent off.
Liverpool because
No, Vardy is crucial to a Liverpool.
Leicester haven't started brilliantly.
I think if Liverpool could scrape another 1-0 before the international break, it's all they need. Liverpool haven't really been challenged yet.
Maximum points.
But think of it though, right? You started the 13-14 season under Rodgers. Remember, I think your first 3 or 4 games were all 1-0 wins.
First 3, and then
So
Yeah.
like I'm just saying, and then
the
it kicked
Shelby
up.
show cost us the
It
fourth.
kicked on.
If we can somehow, if we can
If
get
you-
maximum points and not concede before the
it
first
doesn't
international
matter how
break.
many. It doesn't matter how many goals you score. It's like,
Oh, no,
are
no,
you,
no,
are you
that's what I'm
defending
saying.
well?
If
Are you
we-
attacking well? You could be better. Are
We
you
could be
defending
way, way
well?
better.
Yes.
What- that's
are
what
you
I'm saying.
keeping the
If
ball?
we can
yes.
get to maximum
are you doing
points,
the right things? Yes.
But if we can get maximum points and not concede before the break, it'll be the best start to our season, regardless of how many goals
it
scored.
doesn't matter if
Easy.
you win 1-0 or you win 4-2.
No, but the lads
That's all
do
I'm trying
need
to say.
the lads do need to start showing up afterwards.
You will. It'll come. There were 3 of them.
With a few coffee and
Three-
jam bombs sort of thing.
3 of them are in the World Cup.
Sorry, say that again.
You lads be watching this with coffee and jam bombs on
Yes.
Saturday morning.
Just like last year, and the
Same.
Leicester game around the same time. Okay, Brighton and Fulham.
Ooh. Brighton at home? Fancy Brighton.
Brighton at home. I say the home team first.
They had a good home record
Yeah,
last
Brighton
season,
are
and
so
they
shy away,
and they
but-
beat United last.
Okay.
I draw.
Okay, Chelsea and Bournemouth.
Chelsea by 2.
Draw.
Oh, interesting
Bournemouth
call.
did beat them there before.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
true.
sure about Chelsea yet, and Bournemouth have
Oh,
started.
no,
the season well.
Chelsea are shite at the back, but I think they're good going forward if they can.
Still don't think they're shy at the back.
I don't know how many more times I have to tell you they are terrible.
They
at the
had a
back.
brain. Oh, Louise for that header.
Just worrying
Louise
about
is
Giroud.
awful.
Louise for that
Rudiger,
header.
Little Rudiger nearly scored a great goal.
Rudiger.
By the way.
Okay, guys, come on, we need to go.
His name is Bert.
Crystal Palace and
His
Southampton.
name's not important.
Palace, Southampton are draw.
Palace, yeah.
Everton and Huddersfield.
Everton.
Everton have to win that.
They have to.
Oh, West Ham hosting Wolves.
I-
Game of the
This is
weekend.
game of the weekend.
Game of the
I
weekend.
think Wolves could nick that. I think West Ham are just.
Oh, I think they will. Not
sorry-
that anyone asked me.
Sorry, I know we're trying to rush here, but Sky Sports had some great, absolute football characters in the panels this weekend.
Jimmy Hill.
For the Wolves match, they had Mick McCarthy. and-
Sorry, Mick McCarthy's been getting a lot of Sky airtime.
He
Yeah.
was on BT last week.
And
Oh, the whore.
and for the Newcastle match, they had the only good thing about that Newcastle match that I saw.
Shola.
Shola Amiobi.
So I had Shola.
Shola Amiobi in
Yeah.
a silk suit.
And they go, it's like Shola Miobi made his debut in 2014. It's like 400 games, like 40 goals. It's like,
There was a petition to get him an OBE, so he'd be Shola Amiobi OBE.
what about is his brother, Sammy Amiobi OBE?
No.
Oh, that's so good. Man City and Newcastle.
Man City. I think Aguero will score
I've not heard
a
that.
few.
Maybe I have. Kebab. Cardiff. Sorry, John. Man City and Newcastle.
Man City, probably.
Grand. Cardiff and Arsenal. Dan has already.
I think
No, no, no,
Dan
no,
has
no, no,
already
no, no,
predicted.
no, 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 no.
no.
You've said it.
Yeah,
you
I said I think they'll do it, but like
Same.
I hope they don't. I hate Warnock, but it's a game that Arsenal are really going to be worried about.
Okay, so you're both saying Cardiff. Okay. I disagree.
I'm just more quiet.
Sneak it in. Burnley and United. Oh.
United
Man
will
United
win this.
2-1.
Okay. And Watford and Spurs.
Spurs 3-1.
And then, oh wait a minute, when I'm away, it's international week. No harm, no foul.
Exactly.
Amazing. All right,
You might
so
want to Do a League of Nations show. Talk about how Seamus and Rusev really go.
Oh, did we even threaten to do that once during International Week that we do a League of Nations show? Or did you just make that up now?
I think we just made it up.
Because if you just made that up now, it's the best thing you've ever said. Okay, harmonicas at the ready, my friends. We are going to do week 2 of the top 6 most expensive 11s. Same rules as last week. If you blow the whistle and you get an incorrect answer, you do not come back into the game until your opponent has a guess. Dan has scraped it last week. He has won round number 1. This week, we will be looking at a team called Chelsea. Okay, and begin... calm your jets.
That was him.
I know who it was. Okay, in 3, goalkeeper.
Oh, it wouldn't work.
Kepa?
You say his second name.
You have to say his name.
There's a keeper called Kepa.
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
I want to give it to Dan.
No! He'll get the rest.
Dan's been given
A dud.
Dan, were you blowing it the wrong way?
Yes. I had it the wrong way.
Oh my
No,
sweet
no,
Jesus!
no,
Can I get 2
had
points?
it the same way.
2 points.
It was. I actually had it that way instead of that way.
And ladies
I
and gentlemen,
I
the
must have
winner
had-
of week 2, John Carroll.
The listeners.
Okay, sorry, I don't have a ruddy working pen. There we go. Okay, so this is Chelsea. I need to write this down. Sorry, lads. Professional as always. Okay, so John is off the mark. I wrote instead of 1 point, I've written second J. Okay.
I thought you were going to say you wrote
We,
off the mark.
we called it on the fly. The most expensive left back. Okay, Dan. I don't.
I had it the wrong way. That's all I could have said now.
It's the read. I'd say it's Del Horno.
Free go.
The Horner was a left back, wasn't he?
We're doing left back.
Oh, that was it?
Free go.
Alonso?
You were halfway to saying Alonso. And
Yeah,
then you went
that's
Alondo or no. 2 points for
Alonso,
John.
Oh, 3 whole J's.
Either centre back. That was John.
John.
Louise?
Right back. Dan.
Paolo Ferreira.
Incorrect.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
John free
I
go.
wonder who it is.
Belletti?
Dan.
Basinga.
My man. 1 eyebrow's all you need. John.
It's not him.
No.
Aspilicueta?
Nope.
Oh.
Doom 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 did it biddly doo Zapacosta.
Of course.
He forgot he existed.
How? Oh yeah. Hey, watch it. Centre back 2. Yep.
Carvalho.
Incorrect. Free go.
I had a joke answer. No, I feel like I actually...
Willie Gallas.
Rudiger?
Yes.
Oh,
I was going to say David Luiz again.
Okay, so because we've skipped one, if John gets 1 more point, the worst you could do is draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll definitely lose this now. There's too much pressure.
Okay, so we're going to go with 2 people in the centre midfield. Hold on, I'm explaining the positions.
Okay.
There's 2 people in the centre midfield, okay? And instead of 1 and 3, okay, we're doing 2 in the centre midfield, wingers, but they mostly play as part of the front 3, and 2 centre forwards. That's how this is working out expensively. Okay. So I'm going to say these random so you don't know what's coming up. Okay, so we're going to go left-sided midfield.
Hazard.
Dan is off the grid.
Here's how it starts.
A centre midfielder. John.
Kante?
That was me.
Incorrect. Over to
Jorginho.
Dan. Correct.
Oh, yeah. He signed.
A centre midfielder.
Fabregas.
Incorrect. Free go.
Makaleli?
Makaleli.
Come on.
He could have been one of those mad early songs.
Um.
No, we both guessed.
Okay, fine. Free. Go on. Back to your whistles. Yes.
I'm stuck between 2 here, and I'm gonna go for Bakayoko.
He's catching up, mate.
He's going to win. No question.
Right-sided midfield.
Oscar.
Incorrect, John.
Honestly. Robin?
Fucking Jesus Christ. You're just going to name the entire Mourinho team. Dan.
Football hasn't changed too much financially with transfers and stuff.
Damien Duff.
I was going to say Damien.
No, it's not Damien Duff, Dan.
Ooh.
It's not Damien Duff. Victor Moses. No. Right side of midfield, he plays predominantly as part of the front three because, as we know, Chelsea play.
Pedro.
Incorrect. John, free go. Who's everyone's favourite member of the Black Eyed Peas? On your buzzers? Correct?
William.
Okay, very good.
It's one or him or Pedro. I wasn't sure.
He
who it
said,
was.
"Will I am," but it's William.
But it's William.
Incorrect. Answer.
Okay,
Extra
so guys,
credit.
four points each and all to play for. A centre forward, Dan.
Murata.
Correct. Okay, so, and John, you've literally haven't gotten anything right in the last 4. So Dan can actually win this, or John for the draw. I'm going to ask you both to put your hands by your side, so you actually have to bring the buzzer up. It's going to be that's perfect. That's perfect. Centre forward,
Fernando Torres.
and it's a draw,
Yay!
and it's a draw, and it's a draw.
Oh.
So Dan currently has 1 point in the most expensive 11s for the top 6. We'll have a brief look at fantasy before we leave you this week. In last place, it is I can't read his name. In 19th place, it's
I can't read his name.
It's very blurry. Niall O'Byrne. In 18th,
I believe it's Mr. Neil.
Shane Smith. 17th, Rob Nolan. A little bit of wild card.
Wait, this is 6.
15, Tom Eastaway, tied with Ryan O'Doherty, James Byrne.
Mad cunt
14,
Ryan O'Doherty.
Regis Kerr in
He's
13,
going
Shane
to
O'Hart in
stag.
12, John Carroll in 11. Moving on up, John Ronan O'Reilly in 10th, Dan O'Carroll down in 9th.
Down.
Greg Harrison up in 8th.
County down.
Sean Ryan in 7th. Stephen Lane in 6th. Danny dropping off the top 5th. Dave Nolte 4th. Ross O'Neill in 2nd. Joint with Stephen Vincent. And back at the top, like he always is, the daydream bereaver, Adam Joyce. Daydream believer. Excuse me, I botched that.
It's amazing that Steve Vincent and Adam Joyce topped the table at a weekend where Fulham and Spurs have had good results.
Hey, the more you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks very much for listening to the ITK Soccer Show. You can get us at YouTube, ITK Soccer Show there, where all the archives are held. Facebook.com/ITK Soccer Show, at ITK Soccer Show.
I think
on
we're
Twitter.
the only thing on YouTube, so we should be easy enough to find.
That's true. I completed YouTube within 2 or 3 days when I heard about it first, so there's very little on it. We're also on SoundCloud, and if you enjoy the show, please tell people about it. We bring it to you once a week for free, and we'd love to know when we have more listeners. You will look in the comments when this is posted on Facebook for the fantasy code if you wish. That's something else we also appreciate if you pass on. Until next week, before we take our International Week break, have a great time, and we'll talk to you again really soon.